All right, so we are live once again. Sorry for the delay and not having any videos up since I don't know, the middle of July or something like that. But welcome back to the channel. Of course, I'm JD motherfucking Temple, and we've got Orly Stewart moderating for us tonight. I really want to extend my gratitude to her for doing that, as well as my gratitude for all of you that are here. It's really awesome to see so many people. We're waiting for this live stream to start, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that and how awesome it is to see everybody here. And I will try to check the chat out as much as I can and answer questions and all that stuff, read your guys' feedback and everything. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please give it a like if you like it so far, and please subscribe. Some other awesome channels I wanted to mention too, and I know that I told everybody I was going to put the description the links to all those other channels that I mentioned, and I didn't do that. I will do it on this one. I promise. I haven't done it yet, but I will do it. Please check these other channels out. Black Magic Exposed, Behemoth X Productions, Dove and Dagger, Orly Stewart, BK Jahanam, Shaylin of the Watchtower. Check all those channels out. Mia Coeting, Michael W. Ford, Jeremy Crow. Check those out. And if there's anyone that I didn't mention, I love you, and I'm sorry that I didn't. These are some I should write down, but the way my mind works and kind of my airy spontaneity, I really rarely do any kind of prior planning or writing things out like I should, but that's just me, I guess. So some crazy shit that I wanted to jump into tonight. It's something that Azazel has been really over the past few nights trying to convey to me, kind of right as I'm falling asleep. And it's something that I guess when it was presented to me in this manner, it just really made sense. And a lot of you may say that I'm crazy as hell and that it's not that way. And, that's all good too. I'm not going to keep that from, that's not going to keep me from wanting to express my view on it and to, to deliver the gnosis that I received regarding what I'm going to talk about. So, I guess the best thing to do, and I think the best thing to do in any situation, this is something else that he's been conveying to me a lot, is that, really never form an opinion of anything or react to any situation, based on your emotion. It's kind of like, how Mark Passio puts it in a lot of the beginnings of his lectures and stuff, is that, whether you like me or not, don't allow that to get in the way of the information that I'm relaying to you. Whether you're going to receive that in the way that you're going to receive that. Don't base it on the way that I look. Don't base it on the way that I talk and the way I convey the information. The information is what's important, not really who's delivering it and in the manner in which it's being delivered. So just keep an open mind and, really don't form any judgment one way or the other until you've had time to digest the information and think about it, sleep on it, that kind of thing. I've always been, I guess, a little confused when it comes to the whole aspect of your higher self and what that really means and like how does that really come into play with me as a human being, and what does that all look like? And why are our lives extremely difficult sometimes, and why do things seem to click sometimes? And I think that the way that Azazel explained to me the way this all works really helped me to make a lot of sense of it. So I'm going to use some movie references here because that's really the manner in which he helped to explain this is really going to help me to explain it to you. So we've got the movie Avatar, for example. That's one example. And I think that's really kind of a primary example of this. So, your higher self, your God form, your inner daemon, whatever you want to call it, whatever you consider it, that is, in and of its essence, that is the real you. That is the true you. That is really a part of the macrocosm, and we are a part of the microcosm, in a sense that as human beings, we are essentially avatars for our higher self in this game that we call life down here. We have a bit of the essence, the spiritual essence of our higher selves. So who we are as human beings, yes, I am me, and you are you, and we are real as any illusion could be, I guess, because I think that this really is kind of all an illusion that seems to have solidity, and it seems to be real, but we're really just on a big game board here. And your higher self is striving to perfect, I don't want to say the control over you, but it's striving to perfect your presence here on this earth, in that it's doing its best with its ability that it has to direct us in the direction that we need to go, to try to help us to best be in alignment with our true will and our true purpose. So if you can kind of picture it as your higher self, which is the real you, is somewhere in the universe, in the cosmos, on another plane of existence, another dimension, however you want to look at it. And there's no cable, there's no physical cable, there's no remote control for the video game that really connects you to your higher self. Your higher self is communicating to you telepathically, it's communicating to you energetically, spiritually. And when your connection is not very solid, it becomes very difficult to communicate. And the whole challenge that your higher self has in dealing with us, their avatar, is that we also have free will. So it has to contend with that. Your higher self has to contend with a little bit of an aspect of a free agent, so to speak. So for example, let's say your higher self is actively involved in your life. They're playing this game along with you. They're trying to direct you to go to the mall today and go shopping for some clothes, something that you need to exist here in this physical plane of existence. So it's going to kind of help you, guide you along, send you on your way to the mall. Now, while you're en route, maybe you get, as a human being, this avatar gets a crazy notion to go buy some drugs or to go to a strip club, something like that. And I don't mean to choose things that are negative or crazy, but something that has diverted the avatar's attention to get them off course. So a monkey wrench has been thrown into the plans of your higher self and what is really of your highest and best good as the avatar, which is really going to be ultimately in their highest and best good. But they have to contend with that. They've got to contend with the elements that this matrix that we live in is going to incorporate into our existence. So your higher self's going to do everything that it can to kind of keep you on the right path. But then our free will, along with the matrix that we live in, is going to throw curveballs at us. It's going to do things to cause a change in the game plan. And that's where your higher self is going to have to kind of regroup, try to figure out what can I do to get them back on the right track. And I think that's where working with the spirits that we work with come into play. I kind of see them as on the same plane of existence with our higher self, in very much of a way of maybe like a university professor. It's almost like your higher self might be in the classroom with Lucifer and Belial and Azazel, and they're communicating to your higher self telepathically, trying to teach you this is how you govern this avatar. This is how you promote this avatar to do the right thing. And the more you're able to better control your avatar, which is ourself, through our higher self, the more powerful you become in this game of life. You get upgrades, you power up. If you kind of remember that game from Sega Genesis, and I know this is going to show my age, but that game Altered Beast, you start off rather scrawny, and as you move along through the game, you get a little bigger, you get a little more defined, you got greater abilities, you can have a little easier time of just everyday life in that realm of existence because you've grown, you become more powerful. So in essence, the spirits are trying to assist you in that, in the growth spiritually and physically of this avatar that you're controlling here on this physical plane of existence. So in essence, they're actually teaching you how to become a god. They're teaching you how to control this avatar, and whatever this life is definitely it's just a big learning lesson. It's a big playground. It's a big playing field. And the more we solidify that connection with our higher self, the more successful we're going to be at this game, the easier things are going to be, the easier we're going to be able to manifest the things that we want that are going to benefit us, our avatar here on this earth. So you can kind of look at it as, that really the better that you can solidify that connection, the easier life gets. You get in alignment with your own true will, your purpose, the easier life gets. Now, sometimes it's going to certainly involve some hardship, and that's how we learn. And, we're on the left-hand path. So of course there's going to be adversity. There's going to be adversaries. There's going to be catalysts in our lives that are going to, promote growth through the school of hard knocks. But that's just how we learn. That's how we grow. And, the more powerful we become here is really, I think, a direct result of a stronger connection, a more solidified connection that you're making to your higher self, who really is the true you, who is the one that is really ultimately in control of us, their avatar. Also, it is you, it is your higher self. We're a reflection of that on a smaller level, in this physical plane of existence. So that's kind of how he was explaining to me, how this works. And I know he's got more to reveal to me, and maybe I should have waited until he did before I put this out there, but I just kind of really felt inclined to do it now and not to wait. I jotted down some things on my whiteboard, but there's probably some things that I didn't, that I have forgotten about. But, that's the main gist of it. And, I don't know about you all out there, but the way in which I just described this to you, it really helped me to connect some of the dots and what exactly it means to be in touch with your higher self, and why that's important, and how that can certainly help you. And I think that's why it's like there's so many people out here in this world that their connection to their higher self is suffering so badly, and that they really just have a hard time at life because they don't have that solidified connection, and they're just kind of running around on this crazy autopilot, really kind of subject to all the laws and things that govern this earth without any assistance whatsoever. So they're really just kind of running around in circles, getting themselves into situations that are hard to get out of, really not having any guidance and really not having any sense of real direction, because you need that from your higher self. You need that direction. You need to be pointed where you need to be going. And so really it's, we're just an avatar powered by consciousness. We're an avatar that's powered by our own higher consciousness that already exists. And the more we solidify this connection, the more and more you're going to realize what you're here to do, what your purpose is, who you really are. And that's going to change your paradigm. It's going to change your worldview on things. And it may very well change your personality and change who you are in the world by and large, and a lot of other people in your life are not going to know how to think that and how to take that. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think you've lost your mind. But really, it's really you just really becoming who you are. And your physical appearance may change as well, because you're going to find that more and more you're going to become a reflection of your God form. You're going to start taking on those characteristics that are the real you. So whatever that looks like, whatever that might be for you, you'll know it. You'll know what's right for you. And once you start really living in every in every aspect, in every word, really in every manner that you possibly can, just really start being your authentic self and not be afraid to, what other people might think of you because of it. I think that it's a very liberating thing to not be afraid to truly be who you are. And that's really just getting in more in touch and more in alignment with your higher self, really helping to solidify that connection. And, before this revelation, I didn't have that true sense of what that really meant. I had an idea of it, of course, and it was enough to kind of keep me going and get me by. But getting in alignment with my own true will, getting in touch with my higher self, all of that has just been so prevalent for me in the past month or so. And it's just kind of all coming to this culmination of this understanding, that I received over the past few nights of what I'm conveying to you now. And so for me, anyways, in my own personal situation, in my own personal life, it just really seems like it rings true and that it really just makes sense for me. Now, again, this may not make sense for all of you, and you may think this is total baloney, but, to each his own. If you resonate with it, great. If you have some little twist on it, whatever works for you, the main thing is, I think, really is just do what it takes to solidify that connection. Live in alignment with your true will, whatever that means, and then your higher self will definitely help you and assist you in discovering what that is, and helping you to gauge and to have different perspectives of different things in your life so that you can look at them properly. Another thing that Azazel has conveyed to me, and this was before, this has probably been about a month ago. It seems like when I'm outside in nature, anytime he comes around, I'll see at least one crow, and it's usually going to cross my path, kind of like a black cat would. And that happened a lot while I was at the beach, and it was really crazy because I had really never seen crows on the beach before, but I saw them several times. And the message that would come across every time this would happen was that there's really nothing in this life, whether it is a situation, a person, an object, whatever it is, whatever it is that you can look at really in an almost subjective manner, because, a bird's a bird and a bus is a bus and the sky is blue, all of those things, very like objective things, but that none of it is really what it appears to be. That you have to really stop and really look at everything and take a step back and try to shatter that veil or shatter that illusion, whatever it is that it's trying to project, whatever it is trying to appear to be to you. In most cases is really not what it is at all. So you have to really be able to have a different perspective and to really try to look through whatever it is image-wise that person, that object is trying to portray itself to be, to really find out what it really is. And another thing that goes along with that was, making decisions based on your current emotions. I'm a very spontaneous person, and I used to make crazy rash decisions, major life decisions based on my current emotion at the time. And that's really, that can serve you in certain situations, but for the most part, I think you want to be careful with that. And not, I guess, maybe to kind of make it a rule for yourself that whatever it is, a situation that presents itself to you, and based on that situation, you're going to have an emotional response. You're going to get a feeling from it, and that feeling is going to promote you to take action one way or the other. And what he's been urging me to do is to not take action at that time, but instead to take the information that I have, step back, go within, look at it from different perspectives, different angles. And then and only then would you be able to react or take action upon it once you have really been able to look at it for what it is. But it's also not that you want to stifle the emotions that you might be feeling. If you're angry, be angry, feel that anger, get mad. Don't act like a lunatic, but allow yourself to feel those emotions and to process them and to really look at, why did this make me feel that way? If you're sad, be sad. If you need to cry, cry. If you're happy, show it, be elated, but don't make any decisions based on that. Sleep on it, take some time to think about it a little rationally, logically, if you will, which I really don't use much logical thought, or I didn't before, but I'm trying to do that more and more now because I know how important it is to really stop and think about what you're going to do before you do it. Look at things from different angles, different perspectives. Typically if you do that, negative situations, the silver lining or the actual positive outcome, the intended outcome is actually a positive thing. But you have to be willing to step back and to see things for what they truly are in order to see that. It's not typically something that's just going to happen for you like that. It's going to be something you're going to have to process. It's going to require some self-discipline to step back and to take a look at things from a different point of view and a different perspective. It's very easy for us to do things and to react based on the current emotion of the situation. We're very emotional beings, and it's very, a lot of us just run on that raw emotion and we make our decisions on that raw emotion. But I think in doing that, we're allowing our emotions to control us. And one of the things I think that really will help to make us so much more successful in our endeavors regarding the occult is our ability to control our emotions and our ability to really be the master of our own domain. And we're going to really benefit and learn a lot from being able to master ourselves, master our emotions. Pardon me for a moment. But yeah, that's the gist of what I had for you guys tonight. That's the gist of the message. And there will definitely be more to come. I'm also going to make the video that I promised last Friday that I hadn't made yet, and that was going to be to expound upon the legal situation that I was in and how Belial really helped me so much to just kick its butt into oblivion and to ensure that I was going to be victorious. It was a really, really incredible situation to be in, and one that I passed through it with flying colors and with great ease. And, it's something that if that could happen for me, it can happen for anyone. And I certainly want to share all the details with you guys so that you can really put the whole thing together and really get a broader picture of what I was talking about in that short video where I'm in my truck in the parking lot of the courthouse. So I'm going to have that coming out soon. Some other things, let's see. Well, I've got some other things I'll talk about later. I'm looking at my whiteboard over here, and I've got a lot of things scribbled down. But I definitely want to get that follow-up video made to the Belial video where I'm talking about my recent victory, regarding some legal matters. And I'll look at the chat here for a minute. And awesome. Like, I appreciate everybody freaking being here. I really do. Yeah, what's up, Nicolene? What's up, Sorsha, Emperor Furion, Bella Black Rose? How are you guys? And I'm so glad that you all are here. It's really, really awesome to see everybody. And I wanted to mention too, and I'm not I'm not looking for handouts or anything of that nature, but I do, this is part of what I do for a living, and we do have the super chat enabled. So anytime that anybody would want to, donate a few dollars here and there, you definitely can. There's a little thing right there on the chat. It has a little money symbol. You can do that there. And, what we're going to be doing, or Orly's going to be doing this as well. We're going to be, taking some donations so that we can purchase some DNA testing kits. And we want to do a DNA testing reveal on both of our channels of what our results come back as. I've been receiving a lot of information, and I know that, Orly has for ever and ever and ever, about the whole aspect of the involvement of what we would consider extraterrestrials in these spirits that we work with. And even in, our makeup actually too, because I kind of feel like, while we are human beings, we are avatars of our higher self, there's many of us that do seem to have something different about our DNA. And, are we hybrids of some sort? That's going to be something that we're going to be talking about soon as well. Her and I both have areas that we seem like we probably have some type of implants. We've got tons of markings, tons of scars, tons of weird things that just show up out of nowhere. We want to talk about that too, but we definitely want to do that DNA testing thing and see how that goes, see if there's anything in there abnormal, but of course too, just to kind of get a better idea of my ethnic origins and what percentage I am of this and that. And it may be totally different than what I thought it was. As far as I know, I'm mostly of a British descent, and on my father's side, on my mother's side is Native American. So I'm sure there's some other things mixed in there, and I'd be very curious to know. So we're going to be doing that soon too. But yeah, man. Oh, thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. We're going to be doing that very soon. I'd say in the next few weeks. We've been looking at different kits. These will be kits where we'll be taking our DNA test, taking the sample, sending that off, and then from what I understand, you'll get the results emailed to you. So yeah, I'm like really psyched about that. Curious about what I'm going to find, and hoping that I'm going to like what I find, what I see, and that I'll be able to accept that and come to terms with it, whatever it is, whatever it might be. You never know. So I think that's really going to be cool. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things coming up. If you all would check out From the Ashes Publishing YouTube channel, check out the website as well. We've got tons of different ritual services, lots of different practitioners, all specializing in different things. And we'd love to help you out. Also check out Become a Living God. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. I've got ritual for hire services there. And again, this is what I'm passionate about in my life. This is what I love to do. And I would be doing myself and all of you a great disservice if I did fail to mention that. By all means, I'm not trying to turn my channel into a big infomercial, but I at least want to let you guys know what I'm about, what I can do for you. If you ever find that you are interested or in need of some type of service, there's a lot of things that I do, from healing to incubi and succubi, direct bindings, pact workings, you name it. I do a little bit of everything, but my main thing is oddly enough, uniting people with sexual spirits. That is kind of my specialty and my forte. So you can definitely find me through From the Ashes Publishing website, or Become a Living God. You can find me there. My email address, if you wanted to email me directly, is also listed in the description. And don't forget all the channels that I mentioned earlier. I'll have those in the description. I'll put them in tonight as soon as we're done, so they'll be there for you guys. And by all means, please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And it'd be awesome if you were to share some of this content too on Facebook or whatever you want, however you want to do it. But, get the word out there. That would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget too to subscribe to Orly Stewart's channel. You can find her on YouTube. It's Orly Stewart. Her website, motherofabominations.com, I believe. You can find her there. Magical artwork, ritual services, consultations, tarot readings, all kinds of stuff. She can really do a lot to help you guys out and to help make sense of things. She's a very, very powerful practitioner, and she's very good at what she does. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody being here tonight and appreciate your time. It was great to spend some time with you once again. And on Orly's channel every Friday night at 12 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. She's going to be doing a every Friday night live stream. That's going to be really cool. I'm also going to figure out a night where I'm going to do that too, so that you'll kind of know when my live streams are going to occur. And that way you can mark it on your calendar and be sure to be there so you don't miss it. So yeah, until next time, I appreciate everyone. I love everyone. You guys are all freaking awesome and kick ass, and do what you can to connect to your higher self and, manifest your dreams. That's what it's all about. Much love. Love you guys. And I will see you guys later. Hail Azazel.